DNA barcoding is a method of identifying species that doesn't rely on us having to have a name. So it was developed about a decade ago in Canada in the lab that I came from by my supervisor. And it's now turned into a global effort to index all the species on the planet, all the animals, based on DNA, rather than having a name. And what's really different about this is it makes it standard. So you don't have to be an expert in the taxonomy or the species to identify them. You can just sequence a little piece of DNA, match it to a library, almost like a game, and retrieve all the information that's being stored. And it's all stored online. So we now have something like 2 million records stored on a website that anybody in the world can go look at. And so barcoding makes taxonomy, the identification of species, something that you can bring into the realm of anybody. Anybody can use it, and you don't have to be an expert to use the technique. And so what it means for me is that I, as a mammologist, someone who primarily studies mammals and particularly bats, I can get all the information about insect taxonomy in fecal samples without being a specialist in insects, because I can just take these little bits of DNA, match them to the database, and retrieve all that information that's being stored by the experts. And so it's really a globalized campaign, a way of identifying life that allows us to use a molecular technique rather than some of the more traditional morphological techniques.